9. Room, baby. Let's go.
Hey, shalom, shalom. Hey, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Yahweh. So the divine is our apostle, that is a great millstone with the will to teach well. And peace and salutations to all you Akim out there pushing this truth across the four winds to conceal the enlightened kingdom. All right, we are the brethren from the church here in Great Millstone, Wisconsin. All right, Lord willing, coming back to you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to feed the body, edify the sheep, and all spirit, faith, truth, sincerity, and doctrine. All right, this is open forum. You know, going into everything that's going on in the world right now. You know, right now, you know, I just came across this news what happened in Cuba, right? So all the citizens of Cuba woke up one morning, all right, about a week ago, to no money in their bank accounts and no money in the ATMs and shit. Okay, and they went to get answers from their government, right? And nobody gave them an answer, man. Okay, so now you have riots over there going on in Cuba, man. You know.
Turn this off.
So I got a precept for you.
Come.
To start off with, unless anybody else has something. All right, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 50. It says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride."
Yeah. So you know, me and the brethren were actually discussing that. You know, that's what's going to happen here in America now. All right, and don't forget those Cubans down there, the so-called Cubans. Those are Israelites now. All right, and remember, you know, Jacob's trouble is coming. Man. All right, that's prophecy. All right, that you Israelites, man, are going to be in high trouble. Man. All right, but it's going to be judgment from your God. All right, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai. Man. All right, you know, for being rebellious against the Lord. Man. All right, and not repenting. Right, being hard-headed and stiff-necked. Man. All right, because me and the brothers was just talking, man. All right, imagine that happening over here in America, man. All right, imagine the N-Dub waking up. All right, you know, she proud, you know, she got, you know, a couple racks inside her bank account, and then she wake up one morning and it's 0.00, you know, and she's calling the bank and nobody's answering, nobody has any answers for it, right?
These people are going to completely lose their mind. Mm-hmm. So, just like, you know, what did you say, Cuba?
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you got Venezuela, you got other countries that happened too, where there was a run on the banks. And when it happens here, because we've been seeing articles that this banking system, the banking system in America, the central banks are leaning more towards the CBDC. They're going to basically digitize money, and money is digital right now as we speak. But everything, you know, is going to be, you know, put on a digital or be digital based.
Right. A central database, you know, where everything is centralized, you know, to one source, so you can monitor it easily. But I got a precept real quick, because just to land back on your point about how this going to creep up on, you know, people, mainly the end of. 1 Thessalonians 5, starting verse 1, it says, "But at the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you." You know, it's talking about us that's in his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So in Isaiah 33:6, it shall be the stability of thy times. So there's no need that it, you know, should write unto us, because it's already been written. We're reading it right now. It says, verse 2, "For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night." You know, and that's how a thief like to attack, is in the nighttime. You know, catch you sleeping, you know, under the cover of darkness. And that's this whole society pursuing Isaiah the 60th chapter. Gross darkness shall cover the people in the earth, roughly paraphrasing. So they not concerned about this MOTB creeping up on them, but it is, you know, and it's been gradually happening over time. And that's what Esau deals with, gradualism. You know, now we coming into the final phases of that gradualism, so all out, just pushing that on the people.
Even when you look at was that Revelation chapter 13, was that verse 15 or 16, where it says, "He causeth all," right? When he causeth all, right? So he's going to put you in a position. He's not going to make you do it, but put you in a position where that you feel like you have to do it. All right. So right now, if they introduce that central bank digital currency, or the universal basic income to those Cubans down there, they're gonna take it. Because they pretty much put them in a corner.
Right. Right.
Or back them into a corner. It's a lot.
Right.
So you got just to add really quick, you got the what do you call it? The real ID, or the digital IDs, that they're pushing out. I see that coming back to the forefront as well. So that's something to be on the lookout for, because they want to mandate or digitize your personal information.
One more verse real quick. I know you might get that right. First Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, verse 3, it says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come upon them, as shall fall upon a woman with a child, and they shall not escape." So while the world is, thinking everything is safe and sound, all right, that's when this thing is gonna pop out. It's a calm before the storm. Everybody relaxing. Ever since the somebody on the comment board just posted something. But ever since the whole pandemic, CV19, died down, everybody kind of like went back to life as normal.
Back to sleep.
Yeah, went back to sleep. Yeah. But like scripture is saying here, it's gonna come suddenly upon them, like a woman in travail, like a woman in child labor. That when that birth pains hit you, they come out of nowhere. So the scripture ain't lying, man. Hey, and that's why I said the next verse, verse 5. "But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that they shall overcome you as a thief." The only ones that ain't gonna get taken by this thing is those that's not in darkness. That's walking in the light and spirit power behind by Shema Shai, whose wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You can see what's going on. 2 Corinthians 2:11, "For we are not ignorant of Satan's devices." How it goes to like it, where you, brethren, are not ignorant of Satan's devices. But pretty much ignorant means not to know. Roughly paraphrase, but it means not to know. We know what's going on.
Yeah, because ultimately, when it's all said and done, only the elect are going to be able to understand what's happening in these last days, and only the elect are going to get the spirit, or have the spirit, to be able to overcome the hour of temptation, which is ultimately Jacob's trouble, and the mandatory implantation of the micro C hip, which is the mark of the beast. But I just got something really quick here. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, and verse 3, and it reads, "A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished."
Right. To have prudence goes into that foresight, being able to see in advance. That's why the prophets in the ancient world were called seers, but they can see in advance, and it was all through the spirit power of Yahweh Shai. They gave them them revelations. But it says the simple pass on and are punished. It's going to all the simple-minded people in the world. They caught up in folly, and they don't know what's going on. So they're gonna get taken as a thief in the night, as I read.
Yeah, no, because there's more than enough proof to or signs out there to show you that that this place is going down. Money being devalued, people's the price of food, the price of clothing, all of that type of stuff going up. And people still are not seeing it. But of course, that's the Lord. Because again, like you just mentioned, the scripture's going to as a thief in the night. The Lord is the perfect tactician, and he's going to attack when people are not aware. He's going to and literally going to attack, or things are going to happen when you most comfortable. The scripture says he's going to visit you in your comfort. You see, because of the pride, and the Lord is the ultimate pride killer. And so that's just again another tactic on how the Lord is going to deal.
We'll look at
And I got a few precepts too.
Well, just to add to that, if I can like that, we'll look at what happened in Cuba, right? Like the brother said, we would like to catch, Jake when they in their most comfort, right? And most people over there in Cuba were asleep.
When it happened, yeah.
Literally, they woke up, tried to go, probably made a cup of coffee and then checked their bank account. Nothing.
Eating up some free throw.
But it's beautiful. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful, man. Because what is the main thing, you know, of this world that makes our people proud, man? Money. You know, that's why the scripture says what? You cannot serve two masters, man. You know, you cannot serve the heavenly Father Yahweh and mammon, which is money. You know.
Yeah, that's right. So this is Psalm 69 and 22. I want to read it in the NLT. It says, "Let the bountiful table set before them become a snare." You see, so it essentially become a snare because, like we were saying earlier, people would wake up, look at their bank account, and they feel secure. You see, and we coming into time where money ain't gonna be able to save you. And the way Esau is about to, revamp or reset this whole system, is going to affect a lot of people. I see you got a lot of people trying to prepare, trying to get cryptocurrency, because the banks are now, at first, because they didn't want everybody to be on their plans as far as them going digital, the currency going digital, the CBDCs, they were downplaying cryptocurrency a whole lot. So you got cryptocurrency like Stellar Lumens and all of these other different cryptocurrencies that the banks are actually are basically, in alignment with, and basically that's what they're gonna go with, with this whole CBDC. So they was pump faking the whole time, putting it down, like playing light of it because they don't want nobody to be, a step ahead, because their plan is to shock. It's the shock and awe factor. And the Lord put that on their spirit.
It's a lot. That's why they took out all of those cryptocurrency billionaires.
Yeah.
You know, don't forget about that, right? They took out, all those people, mysteriously died. You know,
CEOs, this.
It's a little bit more. It says Psalm 69:22 again. It says, "Let the bountiful table set before them become a snare." So essentially it's going to become a trap. You put all your heart and your soul and all your energy into making your money, checking your bank account, being, feeling all. It's a type of feeling you get secure, right?
It's a trust.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. It says, "And their prosperity become a trap." You see, 23. "Let their eyes go blind, so they cannot see, and make their bodies shake continually. Pour out your fury on them, consume them with your burning anger." See, and this is what, the Christian church and all of these other factions, they're not letting you know that this is reality. Prophecy shapes the world that we live in. And prophecy said that the Lord is about he's about to make a position of all the wicked, all right? Wicked counsels, all the wicked sayings, people, doing wickedness. 2 Ezra 15:5 goes into that. How the Lord, he ain't gonna hold his tongue in there. And you got the prophets, all right? So there ain't no excuse.
Just to land back off what Bro was saying, I mentioned it earlier. I just want to bring this out right quick, going back to Cuba. This is from X, or what used formerly known as Twitter, right? It's from a guy named Aaron Day. All right. And it says, "Good morning. The banking system has collapsed in Cuba. Bank accounts have been emptied and no cash at ATMs. The money in your bank account doesn't belong to you. When this happens in America, we will get a bank holiday, and the next day we will have CBDCs and complete digital tyranny." So, and then he says, "Exit all the banks."
Well, yeah, because the banks, what a lot of people don't understand about the banks is that it's a thing called fractional reserve banking. That means they only have a fraction of what you actually put in there. They're going to give you a certain amount. So when they have bank runs, which they inevitably will have, you can't, everybody collapse. That means everybody collapsing and rushes to the bank and get their money out of the bank to withdraw. It's a panic. But not everybody going to be able to get their money. So, a lot of people going to be asked out and not left without no money. So it's going to cause like global disorder, That's why it would behoove you to get it out of the banks now and put it into certain assets that, you can use, and tangible assets to do.
Well, yeah, that's what people are doing. Which essentially you're not depositing anything into the bank, because the bank it's a loan. You loan the and I was watching the Zeitgeist, a documentary, movie, all right, and basically they go into that how the banking cartel works, central banks work. They only put people in debt, but when you give to a bank or deposit in the bank, that's not an actual deposit. That's an actual loan that you get to the bank too.
Right.
So,
And they use that loan to
so
loan
people-
to. Yeah, right. They loan to other. They loan your money to other,
yeah, exactly.
bankers, or people that's,
Yeah, so the system is completely corrupt because that ain't how money is supposed to go, and that's another reason why. That's the other book. Yeah, show on Yeah, so that ain't how the money system's supposed to go, and if you can't just whatever you post on it. But yeah, man, that's why this place got to be taken out, and it is slowly but surely, you know.
Yes, I got a preset.
Yeah, precept on comment board. Precept on comment board. GMS to learn the power. I believe that's mine.
That's a precept that I got.
11, Proverbs 11:4. I actually had it right here too. Proverbs 11:4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So these people, they hoarding up riches, like Scripture say, you have heap treasures for yourself in the last days. You gathering all this money, but it ain't gonna profit you in the last days. And I always like to use the movie scene from the Titanic. When the rich man gave the guy that was holding down the lifeboat, he gave him some money. He was gonna come back and hold that lifeboat for him. Then when he came back to get on that lifeboat, the dude that was holding it, I guess security guard or life officer or whatever,
Staff.
yeah, the staff. He looked at me, threw the money right at his face, and it just splashed all over the place. Look, your money can't save you no more than it can save me. That was a powerful scene because it's true. It's like, what's this paper gonna do to me? And everything's collapsing right now. The boat's sinking, and that's what America is happening right now. Everything is sinking. So
that's what the elder brother Tazo wanted to say in the comment board, right? He says, Khan, there's no real money in the banks, and he also said money is fiat. It's a fiat currency, which means
fake.
It's fake. He said, so let it be.
And he's supposed to precept too.
The precept that posted was Deuteronomy chapter 21. It's like 25 and verse 21. It's like Deuteronomy chapter 25 and verse 15. It's kind of close together. And it reads, But thou shalt have a perfect and just weight. A perfect and just measure shalt thou have, that thy days may be lengthened in the land which the Lord Yahweh thy power giveth thee.
Right. And, I mean, even what he saw is his money system, his monetary system, which is set up on pure deception. It's set up to put whole entire societies in debt. Okay, which proves this man is a complete devil. All right, and he fulfills Revelations 20, I believe 20 and 7, where it says they're going to be loose for a little season, and they shall go out to deceive the nations. Well, this is essentially them continuing that, starting from the Renaissance, all right, which was what, late 1300s, 1400s, doing iconoclasm, changing the dark paintings, painting over the faces, pouring acid over the faces. The scripture says, with Joel 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, who is it? And we're seeing exactly who it is. All right, his monetary policy is running the world. Not only that, but his military institutions is running the world too.
Hey, and this monetary policies is all rigged too. It's all in the process of usury, which scripture say you ought not do. So let me read this. Proverbs 28 and 8. It says, "He that by usury and unjust gain increaseth his substance, he shall gather it for him that will pity the poor." So that's Esau. And essentially, that's what this whole debt-based system is about. It's about usury. You know, you send out different loans, and that's the process you use to attack these other countries whenever they want resources. They want to extract from these different countries. Just watch the documentary Confessions of an Economic Hitman by I believe John Perkins. You know, it shows you how the IBF or the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, which is owned by the elites, they'll issue out huge loans to nations that they can't pay back, and then when they can't, right, and then when they can't pay it back, then they got to offer out different things like they resources, you know, they school systems, they certain oil fields, and and set up large corporations for that Esau owns and controls, and essentially by the setting up of corporations in their country, they gain a foothold in that country and they overcome it.
Yeah, they destroy the whole culture. They destroy man's heritage. The scripture says you're not supposed to remove a landmark, and you're not supposed to mess with any man's heritage.
That's right here.
So that's why Obadiah says, because you cut off many.
I got another one too. Micah 2:2. It says they covet fields and take them by violence. And part of that violence, that's a part of their violence with the monetary system that they what I just brought out. Now if that don't work, if it's not successful, they'll bring in the jackals, then they'll end up bringing in the military. They'll get it by any means necessary to get your resources out of there. So it's violent. It says in houses and take them away, so that they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
Yeah, because they'll assassinate, a leader. They'll assassinate and kill him, or like you said, when you mentioned the coups, they'll set up a demonstration, of maybe 1,000 people, and pay them to protest. They'll put it on national news or whatever the case may be, and then say that this person's a dictator, like they did the guy from Egypt,
Omar Gaddafi.
Gaddafi.
Yeah.
All right. Say they did the same thing with Saddam Hussein.
Yeah.
And Saddam Hussein was set up. He was an agent for the alphabet agencies. So this man he's a mean devil, man. Here I got that Obadiah chapter 1. Let's see. Here, let me see this next.
I got something too.
Because it said Habakkuk chapter 2. It says because cut off many nations. And then we're the main nation that they cut off, but he's cut off many nations as well. Okay. And so just because they're heathen don't mean the Lord's gonna judge you based on your works, and that's what's happening. The Lord is judging Esau based on his works. Let's see here.
I think it's verse 10.
Is it? Yeah, let's deal with Israel. Let's see.
2 and 12, established a city by iniquity. That's part of it.
And this is Habakkuk chapter 2, verses 10. It says, thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. See? And that's dealing with Esau. Okay? And so, the Christian world and everybody want to play it off as, Satan is this boogeyman, and they don't want to really point at who's the main culprit. Well, Esau's the main culprit, man. He's the one that's going out deceiving the nations, destroying the nations. He's the hammer of the earth. That's fucking obvious. Right now they going after not Netanyahu, not a Jew.
Yeah.
They going after him. It was the ICC or something like that.
Yeah.
They're trying to erase him on erase.
They're trying to arrest
him on war crimes.
Right. Yeah.
Him and his right hand man.
Right.
And that just proves like you Edomites, a so-called white man, all right, you the ones that's bringing all the ruckus in the fucking earth, all right. You know, so that right there is proof that you motherfuckers are you're a cancer to the earth.
Right. And what they doing with that is for financial gain as well, because it is oil fields over there in Gaza. So they want to destroy it and reestablish it and set up basins over there to extract the oil and
everything he does is through all the wickedness that he does it trying to make a profit. So it's everything, all these wars is trying to make a profit, consolidate oil control, consolidate the best trade routes. That's all it's all about. It's consolidating all this power. You know,
it's a monetary move.
God, that's it. It's always you follow the money trail. You know,
military monetary move.
So Habakkuk 2 and 10, it's like it says, "Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Woe to him that buildeth the town with blood and established a city by it." You know, so you know, these are charges. You know, these are charges being brought upon us. So we got.
Because it's already been established, it's already written. It says, "Woe unto them that do these things." Woe meaning destruction. So you get more in that article.
Yeah, kind of. I got another article here. I don't know if brothers know who this guy, Professor Jeffrey Hinton. He's supposed to be. They labeled him as the AI Godfather. Well, this is from endtimesheadlines.org. It says, AI Godfather says the government, talking about the government here in America, the government will soon need a universal basic income. All right. It says Professor Jeffrey Hinton told BBC Newsnight that a benefits reform giving fixed amounts of cash to every citizen would be needed because he was apprehensive about AI taking lots of mundane jobs. All right. It says, he said, while he felt AI would increase productivity and wealth, the money would go to the rich and not to the people whose jobs get lost, and that's going to be very bad for society.
Right. What's his name? Yuval Noah Harari, the understudy of Klaus Schwab, the economic forum. He even said, once all the automation, AI technologies take over the workforce, what to do with all these useless people. And he gave one or two options. He was like, well, you give them games and and he said you can't kill them all or whatever. But essentially, they're like, well, you got to get, do something with them. But we know the plan of them anyway is to get rid of a large majority of the people. The Georgia Guidestones, which they destroyed. So, this is kind of position that Esau want to establishment is AI running everything and less humans, more AI. Like, and that's just, but it's the benefit, like brothers read, it's the benefit the rich. So you're gonna have the rich you're gonna have a bunch of rich that's gonna survive. That's how they want. That's how they want. They want to get rid of all the lower class and weed them out, and then just leave it with AI and the rich.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He's in transgression because of his whole philosophy. The whole philosophy, the whole mindset, their philosophy is capitalism. And these major corporations, they're about they're profiteering. So at the expense of wiping out the poor, putting more pressure on the poor, putting up the retirement age, it's all about making the dollar for you. So that's why they're gonna go automated. They're gonna have to go automated, okay? Because they want to see those profits increase, And the people ain't gonna have no jobs. They're projecting a whole nother shutdown. We know it's gonna be another shutdown. They're projected too, But this one, like Bill Gates said, they're gonna, if they didn't pay attention to the first one, they're gonna definitely him and his husband. They basically say if you gonna pay attention to the second shutdown. Because this one's gonna be very rigorous. It's already bad that Walmart comes in and they pretty much weed out all the small businesses, mom and pop stores, and then now you got it where they basically it's like
and then it's gonna come down to Amazon. All your items and stuff being shipped to you. and that's going to be the only means of production. But check it out, capitalism. In Google, it says, look at capitalism, an economic and political system in which countries' trade and industry are controlled by private owners for profit. You see? And that's what the brothers just read. That's it in a nutshell. That's private owners for profit. It's all it's about. Is they capitalize on every damn thing. Like the air you breathe, the water you drink. You know, they like Scripture say, they greedy of gain. They can't have enough. They have more than heart can wish, but they can't have enough, man. You know.
Yeah, that's why the Lord he charges the rich man of the earth. There's a big burden on them too, man. You know, because the Lord requires, like we read earlier, a fair balance, basically a balance when it comes to money. Roughly paraphrased, he demands that, because these are supposedly the leaders of society. They're supposed to bring balance to the whole ecosystem of mankind, and now they're putting a strain on it. I got James for y'all.
James 5.
Yeah, James 5.
It's supposed to show pity to the poor.
Yeah.
It's supposed to show pity to the poor, but this devil and the Edomites, the nation of Edom, they don't show pity to the poor.
No, that's right. The scriptures talk about the gleaning grapes. You're supposed to, you're supposed to leave. You're supposed to leave resource for the poor, so that the poor can establish themselves or be satisfied. You see, and that's just the Lord. See, Esau he's the devil, man. He's not God. He want to be God, but he's going about it in a complete opposite way. My bad.
You got precept right here. Proverbs 15:27 says, "He that is greedy of gain troubleth his own house, but he that hateth gift shall live."
See, and that's right. So he that is greedy of gain, you troubling your own house. See, and that's what this whole capitalist so-called democracy is. It's nothing but a fascist. You tax on everything. That's it. Basically. Remember we did the lesson. You can basically tax. They tax you on everything you buy, and basically hyperinflation is just a tax. It's just a strain on the people. So yeah, man, he's gotta go.
So like the average American is being taxed. More than half, more than 50% of their income is being taxed.
Right.
So they're already taking more than 50% of your income out, via taxes before you even get it. Right. And then the rest of your money that you have to spend, guess what? You still be taxed on that when you buy and sell.
And then further, like you get taxed on your taxes. When you get your taxes, but they tax that. It's like, damn.
You got Social Security, Medicaid. Medicaid. What else? You got
federal, state.
Yeah. So they make sure they get their lump sum, and man. And that's everybody that's part of the system. This is Leviticus 19 and 9. I get straight to the point. It says, "And when you reap the harvest of your land, all right, thou shalt not wholly reap the corners of thy field." See, the corners of outskirts, right? It says, "Neither shalt thou gather the gleanings of thy harvest, and thou shalt not glean thy vineyard," meaning to completely clean it out. You see, right? It says, "Neither shalt thou gather every grape of thy vineyard. Thou shalt leave them for the poor, and stranger, I am the Lord, Yahweh your power." You see? Because the Lord said it, man. At the end of the day, the Lord is the highest judge. All right, He's the top God.
But the problem is, if I may, but the problem is we live in a society, right, ran by the devil, right? So these people got the same type of mindsets, where that they don't care about each other. They don't care about feeding each other. Everybody's greedy.
Man, I was at the gym, and I was just talking about a Jake. I was talking to a Jake. He's an old Dominican. I can tell he's either Cuban or he was Dominican. He had to been Manasseh, Dominican. Oh no, Slack. Cuba is
Manasseh.
Manasseh. Yeah, so yeah, and Dominican is Simeon, right? Slovakia. So yeah, the older Jake, man, and he was like, don't nobody care for nobody no more. You know? He said that, and especially the younger generation is gone. So everybody is seeing it too. So, just to put that out there. So
Yeah. People they slaughter their whole family for a check. Slaughter their parent, Well, they've been doing that,
yeah.
But that was it on it?
Verse 11, Leviticus 19:11, ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another. And that's what this whole system is predicated on. All right, stealing, dealing falsely, unjust weights. The fiat currency the brother mentioned earlier, that it's a promissory note. It's literally a debt note. So if you give that dollar to somebody, that is a debt note. That has no value. They ain't got nothing backing.
Right. You're right, because since the 70s, during the Nixon administration, they took the gold standard off the dollar. The gold standard was set in place to keep governments honest, to keep the U.S. honest. Because you can only have a certain amount of gold and to exchange for that money. But once they take that off of there, they can make an infinite amount of money and just keep printing to infinity. And that's what's leading to the type of inflation that we see today. And eventually, in the near future, I believe, man, it's going to go to hyperinflation, man, to where it's just out of control. The average cost of scripts even say a day's wages, a loaf of bread for a day's wages, somewhere in the Revelation.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
That's coming.
Yeah. So the gates of hell is gonna break loose in America, man. It's gonna be famines. That's gonna lead to famine. It's gonna lead to civil unrest. People gonna be unhappy. They can't get their money. They gonna be mad they under a UBI system.
I got something for that too. But can I read this right quick just to land back up with what your brothers are bringing out? So when it comes to poverty, I Googled what percentage of Americans are poor in 2024, right? And this is this is from www.debt.org. All right, the U.S. poverty statistics and facts updated for 2024. It says 11.5%. All right, so the United States is considered the richest country in the world, which that's a lot.
As far as a resource, people being able to consume.
Yeah.
We got Timu. They talk about spend like a billionaire and shit like that. So you're rich in resource. I guess you could say.
It says the United States is considered the richest country in the world, and yet 37.9 million, which is 11.5% of its residents, live in poverty. Poverty is measured in two ways: absolute poverty and relative poverty. Absolute poverty looks at the goods and services someone or a family cannot obtain.
Yeah. So you got a lot of families that can't get a lot of goods and services. So essentially, if you measure it like that, then
Well, the average Israelite family, right? The average Israelite family has pretty much falls into that 11.5% of being poor, right? And in order for them to get help, they have to get help from what? The government. They have to run to Egypt for help, right? But guess what? In order for you to get help from the government, you have to break up the nucleus family. You have to literally go against your morals and standards and family values. You have to throw that out the window just to get help from this devil.
Right, and it's only going to increase and get worse. Might as well get Revelation 13 chapter, because that's ultimately what it's going to lead to. That's what Aaron Russo said in the conversation he had with David Rockefeller. Because the UBI system is going to be attached to that digital ID, which is going to be in the final form. You got like Freezing, for example, Dragon Ball. You got that final form. The final form of this digital system is going to be the MOTB. That's going to be surgically implanted in you. That's going to lead to total control. Because with that, they already said they can control what you buy, where you buy it, and the quantity that you buy. Mm-hmm. And if you go against what they got going on, they can just cut you off.
Well, that's
the type of control they want.
So like
that's happening right now.
That's why they set up the what do they call it? They
Fed now.
Fed now. Come on. That's why they set up the Fed now. Because everything that you buy online or anything digitally that you buy, whatever, it's going to be filtered through that Fed now to even before it even gets to whatever company you're trying to buy it from.
Yeah, so just imagine when that CBDC comes.
Yeah. And hey, don't forget, I'm talking about you everyday Babylonians out there, right? Don't forget that, speaking of the real ID, you're going to need to get that here in America to fly by the end of the year. All right,
Yeah.
so by the end of December 2024, if you don't have that real ID, you ain't going nowhere.
Bro, that shows you how close we is to the MOTB. That means that means it's pretty much here. Because before you know it, this year gonna be out. You know how the election is gonna happen. It's election year. A lot of stuff always happen around election year. So I'll just go into it. Revelation. Unless you
And then
guys
we got that James 5 stuff, right?
Yeah.
you was holding that. Well, you want to bring that out first?
I mean, you're on the topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Revelation 13 and 16, get right to the point. It says, and he calls us all, he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. That means the whole earth, all the inhabitants of the earth, pursuing the Revelation 3 and 11. The hour of temptation that shall come upon the whole world to try them and throw upon the earth as that hour of testing. It's one big test, really. It says, free and bond to receive a MARK in the right hand or their foreheads. All right, because you also got it in the right hand, which I believe the elders brought it out before they can be out of hand.
Yeah, it's your dominant hand. It don't matter.
Right.
It's your dominant hand.
Yep.
Because I think Revelations 14 or 16 it says hands as a plural, like it don't matter.
So the way that RFID seal works, or the Karagma, right, for YouTube. All right, the way it works or whatever, whichever one, like the brother said, whichever one is your strongest or power hand, right, contains the most electricity, and that's what that Karagma is going to need to function.
Right.
So they could, like the brother said, they can put it in either hand or they can put it in your forehead, right?
And which is they're on their second trial of implanting the neural, what is it called? The
Neuralink.
Yeah.
The Neuralink chip
Brain chip.
in somebody's head, man. Because again, like that's a whole that what's coming, man, is gonna be definitely different. And it's gonna work to a certain degree. You're gonna be able to ask Google in your own head any question you want to, and you're gonna be able to answer just like within a few seconds. So that for Esau is him reaching that level of immortality because he's all knowing now because of the AI. You see, and that AI is a big part of the image of the beast. Okay, especially the ideal that it pushes.
Right. You can't have it without that AI.
Yeah. Well, so that the miracles.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but that their AI.
And not to go too far.
No, it's still in the same. But like their AI would be considered like because Esau wants to be God, right? He wants to be the head of the Father, so AI would be considered what his Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, that's the AI is definitely his power. That's
performing miracles.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing all types of miracles and giving out blessings and
Right. That's their salvation. That's the left hand salvation is the MOTB. So when they do this chaos, and then they come in with their solution, that's gonna be a savior to most people.
Yeah, exactly.
With the Neuralink, that paraplegics, they can walk again, they can see now again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a left hand miracle. That's woo the people, into
all signs
the
and lying wonders. Is that
Success.
Yeah, all signs and lying wonders.
To deceive them.
Come on, man. This shit is if you don't see it, then look. If you don't see it, then you are meant to see it. And that look, that's on y'all, man. Because we here, we breaking it down, and it's important because there's a lot of information, compiled information, as we coming closer to the beast system being in full swing. There's a lot of information, the brain chip and stuff, and Jay get weary because we go over it a lot. But it's important.
Yeah.
It's important to know why this devil is doing, ultimately why he's doing this. You know, because again, he is fighting for basically his version of immortality, for him to survive forever.
Right.
And it's the white, and also it's the white it's the white niggas slacky. I mean, used to saying it. No, it's the white the Israelites.
Right.
I say Israelites. It's the white Yasha'Allah, the elect out. All right.
Well, it's to get back his birthright.
Yeah.
Through the means of the left hand side, you know.
Yeah, because he got his version of immortality and superpower, and we got our version of immortality and superpower, which the Lord's gonna give us through the Spirit. You know, so it ain't nothing physical. It's a spirit that the Lord's gonna put us, a permanent spirit that we're gonna have, a different heart, a different meaning. All right. So that's what the Lord has promised, and of course Esau knows that. Why you think he's going the route he's taking? You know. So all roads lead to this RFID chip. All roads lead to the MOTB, and if you can't see it, then you just lost.
Yeah, right. Back in this Revelation, 13 and 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the MARK, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
And so, if you don't have this, the device, all right, it's going to be the central piece of this whole beast system. And in order, it's like a key. You know, you got to have your passcode. You know, the what is it? The CDC on the back of your You got to type that in every time you want to buy something to confirm. Without that, you can't buy shit. You see, it's gonna be the same thing with that the MOTB, RFID chip. Okay? And Jake just think that we ain't, nigga, don't you not.
And this is why the Lord, you see that frustration?
There's too much going on for you not to see.
God, that's the frustration or vexation, I should say.
You know what? Ultimately, good for you niggas.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get it, then the Lord block it, and that's fine.
And two, Apostle Tahar, I think he recently he revisited the whole topic of the MOTB using the IUIC video back when they were scoffing against it.
Yeah.
So it's like that's coming back around, and it's like a reoccurring thing because it's like the times we in.
Yeah.
But that's another reason why we push it so much, because you got niggas,
going up against it. Yeah. Another thing too. Can you read that last part again?
Revelation 13:17 says that no man might be able to buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. It says, here is wisdom, that him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Yeah, yes, and the only ones that have the wisdom to understand that are the hopeful elect of Yahweh Shai. All right, we're the only ones that know what that means. And I wanted the brother to read that over because speaking of the Apostle R, he actually went into that. All right, in the what is that? The Greek gematria calculator. All right, putting in the term Neuralink. All right, and the numbers it came back in the Greek is 666. Okay, so there you go, man. You know?
And that number is on the UPC code, the Universal Product Code, which is on every barcode on every product that you buy.
Yeah.
You know, implying that it's talking about, bartering, selling and trading, buying and selling, money, currency. It's not talking about sin. He was bringing that out in the lesson because they were saying it was sin. He was like, look, the market of the beast is sin.
How can you purchase things with sin? How can you prove? How can you validate or verify that you're a sinner in order to buy a loaf of bread?
Niggas will make a doctrine. Niggas will say, you can easily say, well, yeah,
I'm a sinner.
If you don't eat pork, you might go to the line. You say, I eat pork, and they'll give you. You know what I'm saying? They'll give you.
What you gotta pull out? What you gotta pull out a sausage piece and eat it right in front of them just for them to know that?
That's the currency. Oh, you sin? You sin? So yeah, you can buy anything you want, or you can sell. But Jake could use that. Jake is gainsaying, bro.
And no. My man's good. He had ate a whole pig feet right in front of me. He good. He can go
You know,
ahead.
niggas eat pig nose.
Yeah. Ah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Ears.
Pig butt.
I mean, but yeah, it's like.
But yeah, but we're laughing because that makes absolutely no sense, man. All right, it's obvious. It's a clear to see. All right, if you have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, that the MOTB spoken about in Revelation chapter 13 is the RFID seed. All right.
Real quick, this is the word count in verse 18 where it says, him that is wise, slackly. It says, here's wisdom, let him that had understanding count the number of the beast. So when you go into the word count, all right, the Greek word is sphezo, or Sephizo. And I'm going to go into the root word next, but it says to count with pebbles, to commute, calculate. It says to reckon, okay? And when you reckon something, all right, it's the same thing. You work out. It says put a figure on figure, number, quantify, add up. Right, so you're supposed to really, it says judge, consider, regard as, view, all right? So when you go a little bit more into it, you have something?
Well, no, what the elder had just, he kind of like linebacker for what I had just said. I don't know if he said it before I said it, but
Yeah, I see the problem. Yeah, I was trying to.
It's like, to use pebbles in enumeration, i.e. generally to commute, to count. So check this out. This is the Greek word, the root word of that, and this is
Strong's G5586. Cephas.
Okay, it says a small worn smooth stone, a pebble in the ancient courts of justice. The accused were condemned by black pebbles, and the acquitted by white. Okay, so let's see. So it's essentially it says here a verdict, right? And the verdict, but really the verdict is out. It says or ticket or the mission, stone of voice. So the verdict is pretty much out. You got so many people, even the Christians, even the regular peon Christians, lunatics who believe in Jesus Christ. All right, they even point out and know who what the mark of the beast is.
Right.
You know, so it's a it's like it's a verdict. It's like everybody is made is pointing you out basically.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
everybody but wicked niggas,
Yeah,
that sold out. They gotta been sold out if they ain't, trying to push that what it is. They doing it through envy and strife and for filthy lucre sake.
And then niggas is stupid. Let's just call it what it is, man. The Lord called you niggas stupid. You're ignorant, man. You don't know and you don't get it says the Lord knoweth how to deliver the righteous out of temptations, but knoweth how to preserve the wicked for the day of evil. So like for the day of judgment to be punished. And that's how the Lord's preserving you niggas, to be lost in the sauce and just be off. I ain't even being around with that. It's like you got it, bro.
Thanks, God.
It's due.
It's the book of James, chapter 5, and verse 1. Oh, it's like a little bit more.
No.
James 5 and 1. It says, go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
Yeah, because Esau is pretty much they hoarded all the resources. All right, and then now they're about to gridlock the system with this whole the beast system. You ain't gonna be able to buy and sell into the system unless you blaspheme God, the Most High God, Hashem Shot. You see? Yeah. All right. So what's gonna happen? It says, but when it says, "Whoa," you need destruction. You got it.
It says, verse 2, your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire.
Yep. So ultimately, that's going to be the judgment. The fire is going to be judgment towards everything that all their like their strongholds, mainly America, certain parts of the world, like Israel, you know. So
It says, "Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud."
right. So it's by kept back by fraud. All right, and this whole system is predicated on fraud. All right, and you use the slave labor, mainly the Israelites. All right, Yasha Allah. I say that. Israel, but Yasha Allah, you use the children of the Most High to what? To bring forth your riches. Okay.
Yep. That's what I said in Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, you made no account of their labor.
Also
Yeah, that's
call
more
this,
so true. Like, that's now.
also,
Oh, yeah.
also call this place the place of drawn waters.
Yeah. That was it on that?
Let's see a little bit more over here. It says, "Behold, James 5:4. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth."
Right. When we doing this truth, you know, we doing these online epistles and on the highways and hedges week in and week out. That's us crying out to Yahweh Shemel Shai, you know, for the vexation that this devil is causing through his gluttony, you know, his hoarding of money and resources, you know, to himself. You got a thing called the 1%ers, you know, the elites of the world that own. You got 1% of the population that owns the vast majority of everything that you see, you know, including the politicians. Yeah.
Verse 5, it says, "Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton."
Right, just like the rich man in Lazarus. The rich man said he was prepared sumptuously every day.
Yeah, you can never have enough. One time being undisciplined, or you can't really quench the appetite of these devils. You know, they got everything to themselves. They don't even want anybody else in the world to enjoy the earth,
Right.
which was a gift. It's like how you take the earth hostage. You take the air hostage. You took the water hostage, and you taking land hostage. You know, and you want to basically put people into you want to put people into stack people on top of each other in 15-minute cities, all right, while you enjoy the fruits of the earth. Well, the Lord got another thing. You got another thing coming. Shalom.
Does it on that?
I got two.
It says, "Ye have nourished your hearts as in a day of slaughter."
Yeah, one more. Revelation 14 and 9, and this is going into the judgment for taking MOTB. The subheading, it says, "Doom for the worshippers of the beast." And essentially, when you take the MOTB, you worshiping the beast, you worshiping the system. You pretty much pledge allegiance. You branding yourself. That's one of the definitions that the Bible goes into a branding, like the branding of horses to symbolize that ownership, you know. So you pretty much, you know, symbolize, Esau is my owner. Like I pledge allegiance to him, rather than your true owner, which is Yahweh Shemel Shai, the Israelite. It says, verse 9, it says, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his MARK in his right hand or forehead," when it's like or his forehead or his right hand, "the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation."
So if you take it, which Jake is basically, they're not saying that the RFID chip is MOTP for the fact that you niggas you really gonna take it. You know, that's what it's really gonna boil down to. But if you take it, you're gonna get destroyed. And so that's why we know that it's an actual device too. You know.
And it's another scripture that say, "Grievous sword fell upon them."
Yeah,
That took it.
Revelation 16.
Right.
Revelation 14.
Yeah. They don't go into the specifics of that sword, but
No, it's cancer. I think
It's a cancer.
Yeah.
It's a cancer.
that
Because you got to
radiation.
think, it's radiation that's going to be in your body. That's going to form cancer and stuff like that.
It says, "The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. He shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb.
That's a thorough destruction.
So that can't be sin. It's an actual device. If you take it, the Lord will destroy you for it. Because we all fall short of the glory. That means we all sin, so it can't be sin. It can't be an embargo, because that's dealing with nations. It can't be sanctions.
Can't be the image of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it can't be. Yeah, it can't be the image.
Can't be sleeping with white women.
Yeah, definitely can't be that.
So that's the penalty. I got a preset real quick.
Solomon would be condemned. Because he had all sorts of information. My bad, yeah.
You know what that one?
Okay.
I got a preset real quick. I gotta look for it. Because you were speaking about that this is a miracle that Esau is gonna. I think you said it, Uriah. You said about the paraplegics and stuff like that.
Yeah. That was that.
Well, that's a form of a miracle where you can where you can make a man who never walked before he can walk. It's a miracle when it's a false sense of miracle, but if you never if you was a mute, you can get a chip in you that you can be able to think and the words will come up on a computer screen. Those are miracles. So the scriptures say
It's an object of miracles, an object of wonder, wondrous work of God.
So people gonna think that the sea hip is gonna be a miracle, a savior, if you will, a savior to them. It's what made me think about in Pergamos. I believe it was in Pergamos.
You said what a definition of miracle. A miracle is something that's given from God.
Yeah.
What they're gonna look at Esau like that?
And Esau is gonna be their God, and that's what's gonna play on the emotions of the people, is that they're gonna need some type of aid and assistance and help, and that's why the scripture says, "Woe unto you that go down into Egypt for help," because it's gonna get so bad out here, especially with the diseases. Remember, the charagma comes in a lot of different forms. Going back 11, 12 years ago, they had devices. They were dealing with the sea here. We're dealing with if you're sick, so you won't forget to take your diabetes pills, so you won't forget to take certain supplements and stuff like that for very older people and stuff like that. You get this device where it can detect certain things that's wrong with you, so it can be able to automatically give you your dose.
Yeah.
That's a miracle, you know. But this is Revelation 2. I'm gonna start from 3. It says, "I know thy works, and where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is, and thou holdest fast my name, and hast not denied my faith, even in those days wherein Antipas was my faithful martyr, who was slain among you where Satan dwelleth." Now, when you go into the history of where Satan's seat is, it was dealing with in Pergamos, of course, and Satan's seat was basically a temple. Let me get the information, because it goes back to witchcraft, and in fact, the god that they worship had a two-twanged serpent, and the two-twanged serpent staff goes back to the medical field. Say it again.
No, that ain't this.
No.
Oh, okay.
The serpent, the serpent with the staff that had the two serpents on it. It's the medical field's
With the wings and shit.
logo, right? It's the medical field's
yeah.
logo. That was the same god that they were worshiping of healing. It's a healing god that they was worshiping back in Pergamos. So check this out. In Pergamos, Asclepius, that's the name of it. Asclepius was the name of that god. it says here.
Oh, the Caduceus? Yeah.
Yeah, that, yep.
Yeah, it's the anthem, Blue
And I
Cross
saw-
and Blue Shield, I think.
Yeah.
Logo.
Can I show them this the World Health Organization
Right.
logo right here?
Now look up the god Asclepius.
See that? See the
Yep.
Yes,
Now
sir.
look up the god Asclepius, and it's spelled
Rod of Asclepius.
yep, the rod of Asclepius.
Here it says in Greek mythology, the rod of Asclepius.
There we go.
It says also known as a staff, as Asclepius, and as the Asclepian is a serpent entwined rod
Mm-hmm.
wielded by the Greek god Asclepius,
Yep.
a deity associated with healing and medicine. In modern times, it is the predominant symbol for medicine and healthcare.
See, so that where Satan's seed is, that's going to be in this time during when it comes to the miracles of the medical field.
Yeah.
And this is why the martyr was put to death, because he held fast to the faith. He didn't go and worship those gods. See, when you go into the God, it's a God of healing. So what happened is people would lay down in this temple with this deity, and they would be quote unquote healed from whatever's elements that befalls them.
No,
So go ahead.
on the right hand side, you got in the Old Testament where they held up the staff, the snake.
That was Yahweh shot.
Yeah, representing Yahushua being
Mhm.
lifted up. But that's like a mimic of that. That's like a left hand side of that.
Exactly. Everything is exactly. Yep.
I got a perfect precept to go over.
And that's why Antipas, he wasn't dealing with those gods that time. Just like we're not dealing with the God of this time. It's to heal. That is gonna come. Now it's dealing with, of course, the money. That's the huge portion of the scripture, because it's unable to buy and sell, but it has different tentacles to it too. You know what I'm saying? But I want to read this real quick. I don't want to make it long. It was just something I was thinking about on my way here when y'all made mention of the miracles.
And just to throw this out here, it's different from the double snake staff, because it says confusion with the caduceus, which is the double snake with the wings.
Yeah.
So what you saying is like, so it's another level.
Yeah, it's another. It's a Greek god, for it. Which all of them is damn
Yeah,
near
it goes
going back to one thing. Yeah. So real quick, it say and I found this website.
The World Health.
Yeah, it's dealing with
You think so?
Pergamos, a church dwelling where Satan's throne. All right. They ain't talking about the mystical demon in the outer darkness. All right. It's dealing with a temple of worshiping a deity. So it says. Okay, it says it was the. Oh my goodness, where is the point? Keep on.
Where you at?
Okay, here we go. That's cool. I'm gonna start from here. It's a Pergamos served many idols such as Zeus, Dionysus, Athene, and others. It had many temples and altars, but this did not mark it out of Satan's throne, because all the pagan cities in the Roman Empire, all that time worship idols, including other cities mentioned in Revelation 2. It was the prominence of its worship of Asclepius as savior. See, Esau is gonna be one of be worshipped as a savior when all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
Healer and preserver that made Pergamos distinctive in this regard. Asclepius was a god of healing and health. He had an impressive temple, the ruins of which can be visited in Pergamos today. People used to sleep in the temple with the idea that Asclepius would give them a dream, which would be interpreted by his priest, telling them how to be healed. The spring beside the temple was said to possess healing powers. devotees would offer sacrifices or leave gifts for healing. Small terracotta body parts to represent the injured area or limb have been found near Asclepius' temple in Pergamos. Small wonder that Pergamos had been called the Lourdes of the ancient world. One animal is especially associated with Asclepius, the snake. Asclepius' symbol is a serpent intertwined staff, still used in medical world today. That's how you know these gods. Everything of America goes back to Rome and Greek. All of the gods that they worship back then, they worship right here now today. And say snakes would be encouraged to enter the building. Doubtless such as ceremonies took place in Pergamos too. In honor of Asclepius, a particular type of non-venomous snake was often used in healing rituals. These were called Asclepian snakes. They slithered around freely on the floor in the dormitories where the sick and injured slept. What is the Christian analysis of all this? This devil worship through a false god, Asclepius, symbolized by a snake. They off on that. I'm not even going to read that part for no confusion purposes.
Oh, you reading from the site?
Yeah, I got
Not
this.
wiki.
Yep,
Okay.
I got
I'm
this
reading
site.
from wiki because some of the words you were saying.
Oh, it's saying the same thing in there.
Yeah.
Okay, kind of. But yeah, that's basically it of it, because y'all was speaking about the miracles that the chip can actually do, and this is in history on prophets having to get put to death because of not going into these worshiping these different gods. You know what I'm saying? So once again, Satan's seat ain't a underworld. Satan's seat was basically a temple where they went to go worship the God of healing, and it's associated with the medical field today. And that's going to be one of the key avenues for the charagma too. All right, and not just through the money system, but through putting out miracles of healing for the sick and poor, because they're trying to do exactly what Yahushua did, which what heal the sick, cleanse the leper, etc. You know, that's what Esau's pseudoscience is about. His false science is about. His forms of healing. You know, but y'all got it.
I got something.
Quick piece.
Really quickly, brother. Just to add to the elder's point. This is Neuralink. I looked this up in the list, and I like to bring this out. This is I typed in Google the purpose of Neuralink. All right. So what was the whole purpose of them, coming up and creating Neuralink, or Elon Musk creating this Neuralink? It says Neuralink is a neurologically company founded by Elon Musk that's building an implantable brain-computer interface capable of translating thoughts into action, like the brother was going into.
And so if you have like a robotic limb, you can think, lift your arm. In your mind, you saying lift your arm, and your arm lift up.
Yeah, they actually got videos. I remember the latest video I seen was the end of, this female Judite. She had I guess she was from the army or whatever, but her arm was missing, and she had a robotic arm, and she was in the video just doing, flexing, just doing all of this,
Yeah.
Hey, it's here, man.
Because it's still, that technology still attaches to the nerve and the arm. Whatever remaining of the arm, you still can like move it in a way, but like it catches every little twitch.
Well, it goes into the title of the name of the company, Neuralink, right? But it goes on to say, it says, brain-computer interface capable of translating thought into action. It says, launched in 2016, the private venture claims its neural device will allow people with paraplegia to regain movement and restore vision to those born blind. Like the brother was going into, just going back to the scriptures.
Right.
That's that miracle.
Right.
That this devil is trying to come with.
Right. As a means of salvation.
Yeah.
But our salvation is in Yahushua. Yahushua meaning he saves, he delivers. My life, we said, 2 Thessalonians 2, and I want to read it in LT 2. But verse 9, it said, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders.
Yeah, you brothers just broke it
That-
down.
that's it right there. That's Thessalonians.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking.
In the NLT it says, "This man will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power and signs and miracles."
Right, so this whole structure, everything we bring is through Satan. Satan.
Back in KJV verse 10 it says, "And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness and them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth that they might be saved."
So this whole thing is this is all a deception to make you believe that he's the one, he's God. And yeah.
Verse 10 again in the NLT it says, "He will use every kind of evil deception to fool those on their way to destruction, because they refuse to love and accept the truth that will save them."
That's gonna be Jake, 2/3.
Yep, talking about Jake.
Yep.
The earth in general is going to be under this deception, but Jake in particular, because this is what it pertains to. But it says, verse 11, it says, "And for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned that believe not the truth and have pleasure in unrighteousness."
Yeah, people gonna believe that. People gonna think that the Lord created this device for healing. People gonna believe that the Lord is making them. People believe in science. They gonna think that the Lord gave this to them.
This is up down.
And how can you come up against it? This is what we believe.
Is that not a blessing for a man to be able to walk again? Is that not a blessing that a man can be able to talk?
Right.
He can pick up his daughter again. Is that not God?
Yeah, right.
What's evil about that?
Look at God.
A woman can go back to work.
Right.
It's not a blessing. You can open the door with your hand and start to. And you never got to worry about holding the wallet.
With all of these pestilences out here, we don't have to touch anything.
Yep.
No,
Modern day miracles.
They definitely gonna get him with the holding the baby thing.
Oh yeah. You know they gotta throw the kids in there.
Yep.
You ain't gonna say mention God.
He's never seen his children. He can see his children now.
Right.
You know?
You can make that robotic arm move like a regular arm, but you can't give it that sensation of feeling like holding your child, and the warmth ain't gonna,
Cold steel.
But that was a good one.
I got something. I just want to go back to
One of your brothers, the last few precepts.
one of you brothers had mentioned this with Isaiah 31:1. All right, it says, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help." All right, and when you go into the word or the phrase to go down, right? It's the Hebrew word yarad. Okay, yarad. All right, and one of the definitions is to run down, sink, to subdue, or to take down. So like my brother's going into, man. The times we're coming into, man. Once that MOTB or that Quran gets introduced, man. If you run down to Egypt for help, by receiving that Quran, all right, you're literally gonna be bowing down to that God. You're really gonna be picking a side, man. And it ain't the side of Yahweh Shemi Shai.
I did have just something real quick. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 29 and verse 2. And it reads, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice." So when the Israelites are back on top, you're not gonna have to worry about all these wicked devices, being passed around the earth, because the earth is gonna be covered in righteousness, as the waters cover the seas, man. Okay, it says, "But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn." As long as Esau Edom is in power, the people are gonna mourn, man. Okay, and we're subject to death. The kingdom of heaven, the Israelites won't be subject unto death. Okay, as long as Esau is in power, nothing is going to go right. Everything's going to be upside down. The foundations of the earth are out of course, man. He got to be moved out of the way. He is the cancer of the earth.
Cancer.
What do you do with cancer? Do you reason with it, or do you get it the hell out of your system, man? You got to eradicate it, man.
Oh God.
So with that,
So like,
He's supposed to sleep. Hey, yeah, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, you know. I want I can tune in, you know. And hey, until next time, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakakadash.
double honors to the apostles, others, a great millstone. Salutations to the elect members of our scouts and forward the earth. Shalom to God.
Shalom.